Hi everyone, welcome back to Trees and Turtles. My name is Imogen and in today's video I'm sharing my thoughts on being a perfectionist and overachiever. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Instagram, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get straight into the video. Okay, so what exactly is an overachiever? I mean, it's kind of in the name, but basically what I think of an overachiever as being is someone who's always wants to achieve more than is expected of them. So whether that be in academics, at work, in your personal life, any standard that you feel society has set, or your friends have set, or the media has set, or your family has set, you want to achieve it. And you want to go more, and you want to do more, you want to go over that goal. So you're like giving 150%, if that makes sense. So that's what being an overachiever is. I think everyone else is like aware of what being a perfectionist is, but also overachievers are quite likely to, you know, have a lot of degrees, or like earn a lot, or like have a lot of side projects. And it's basically never enough, which is why perfectionists are often overachievers and overachievers are often perfectionists, and why I am both. I want to start with the positive aspects of it. Obviously, I have really high standards. So I set really high standards for myself, and this can sort of lead to my work being really good. I often surpass expectations, and like I accomplish a lot of stuff. And yeah, that makes me happy, right? Also, another good thing, motivation, so the drive to sort of like be perfect and do more. Obviously, this motivates me a lot, right? I have a really, really strong work ethic. Like, it's been commented on in the past by like people at my like previous jobs and, you know, like teachers at school. And I'm really willing to put in the extra effort to make sure that I do a good job. Obviously, then like success, this feeds into the sort of the third aspect. Often overachievers and perfectionists can be very successful. You know, you're sort of likely to stand out professionally, academically, personally, because you're putting effort into your relationships and your work in all aspects of your life. The fourth like positive thing is continuous improvement. So obviously, as a perfectionist and overachiever, like, you're usually very, very committed to continuous learning, improvement. You're always thinking about how to be 1% better, 10% better, 200% better, and you're always analysing your performance, looking for feedback, trying to work on your skills, improve. Okay, so those are all of the positive things I could think of about being a perfectionist and overachiever. But obviously, this comes with some downsides as well. The first one I wanted to talk about was high standards can sometimes be a problem, because I tend to hold other people to the same standards that I hold myself to, and then if they don't have the same commitment to like self-improvement, or like if they don't have the same work ethic as me, I often find it difficult to connect with them. And this has had some impacts on my relationships, definitely, like platonic, romantic, whatever. It's had some impacts on my relationships where people feel that I'm judging them, or that I don't think they're good enough, and it's not necessarily that, but it has sometimes driven a wedge between me and some people because they feel that my standards are too high and that I expect too much from them. Obviously, I try my best to like be a supportive friend no matter what, but I really look to surround myself with people who have the same kind of drive as I do. So, like, can be a negative thing sometimes. Another negative thing, and I would be remiss if I did not mention this, stress and anxiety. I have anxiety, like clinically. I'm on anxiety medication. I've been to hospital for anxiety. I am stressed a majority of the time. Like, the pressure that I put on myself is kind of unacceptable, and I wouldn't, like, if I tried to put this pressure on someone else, it would definitely be a bad thing. But I often pressure myself to meet unrealistic standards, and this is a way I found to like go beyond goals that I've set. So yeah, it makes me successful, kind of, but it can also like lead me to burnout, and I've burned out so many times. And also I do have mental health issues, which I'm working on resolving with like therapy and medication and trying to be kinder to myself. But nevertheless, perfectionists and overachievers will have stress and anxiety, and I am no exception. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is fear of failure. So obviously, as a perfectionist, I often like fear failure, and this can sort of lead to me being like really anxious at work, or like beating myself up over academic failures, and this can be really paralyzing, and for some people it can even like prevent them from taking risks. Like, for me, it doesn't prevent me taking risks, fortunately. It used to, but I worked through that. The next thing, strained relationships. I kind of mentioned this before, but like, I kind of sometimes, like, I hold other people to the same standard as me, and I want people in my life who are similarly ambitious, and this can sometimes cause strain in my relationships. So I try not to let it cause strain in my relationships, but sometimes it does. It can be hard to be satisfied with, like, my own achievements, because I always want more. Like, for example, in my final maths exam, I got nearly 100%, but I was fixated, like at A-level, I was fixated on the problem I got wrong, and the frustration of not being able to solve that particular problem in the perfect way has stuck with me. Genuinely, it has, even though I excelled at A-level. Anyway, so it kind of, that dissatisfaction kind of, like, it spoils the joy of success a little bit, because you're like, yeah, but I could have done more. So there's that. Also, like, the paralysis that comes with, like, trying to make a decision. So if you make a decision, but it has to be perfect, so what if you make the wrong decision, essentially? And that can, like, leave you with unfulfilled potential, because you're not, like, taking risks, or you're not, like, being decisive enough to get what you want, which kind of, ironically, is really counterproductive. So overall, like, being a sort of a perfectionist and overachiever is the ultimate, like, balancing act to end all balancing acts. It's, you know, it's great to have high standards and to, like, strive for excellence, but, you know, nobody's perfect. But genuinely, nobody is perfect. And failure can actually be healthy sometimes. So really, like all things in life, it's kind of about finding a balance between, you know, you have high standards, you strive for excellence, but also you got anxiety, you have a tendency to burn out and never think you're good enough. That's all for this video. If you liked it, make sure to like this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye!